Oh, maybe I should shut off YouTube. But what is up, my little strawberries? Welcome to Thursday Night Live. I am Stopher Cavins, psychic medium. We made it. We made it to Thursday. How's everybody doing? I'm going to check into the comments and see. Hey, Jackie, Secrets of the Red Moon Tarot. Hola. Hello, everyone. Pretty cool week. Hope everybody had a good one. Be free. Welcome. All right. We're going to be getting to some mediumship and psychic readings. Whatever you need, please put your request in the chat. I'm also going to be bringing folks onto the live as always for mediumship requests and psychic readings. Of course, all free, and I'm happy to do it. Melinda Pye, thank you for being here. Jet, what's up? Billy Oxidine. Do not recognize that name. Thank you for being here. But I'm new here. I guess I should just read the comment and you'll tell me. Thank you for being here. All right. So I'd love to hear how everybody is doing. How was your week? Anything new? What'd you do? Before I get into readings. Yeah. So this week, I just want to share with you my latest YouTube rabbit, what do they call it? A rabbit trail? Rabbit hole? Rabbit hole. So this week it seemed to be, it's always something different. This week it was ancient aliens, extraterrestrials, like the universe versus religion. What else? Life after death. Just kind of sciencey kind of stuff. Does anybody like, what's his name? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's so I could listen to him talk for days. Carol Lamb, hello, welcome. 411 Flowers. Do I see a? You got to finish that. MCB, I've got your question starred. All right, just trying to think what else. Nothing new. I think that's a good thing, though. Very intelligent guy. Airbound, hello there. Mine was Egypt, so interesting. Yeah, so I was, of course, that also kind of came into the, pyramids and, how those were built and just like the different things that are in these pyramids in different parts of the world and how they're very similar. Pretty interesting stuff. I don't know that I fully believe all of the crazy theories, but it definitely is something that's interesting to me. And I always try to, you guys know, I say it 100 times on here. I like to start with a base of I don't know. And I was thinking about that today is I find comfort in that because for me, it really just kind of keeps the wonderment of everything. If I feel like I know something, that really like reduces possibilities. So when I say I don't know, but this is cool, I heard this, it really keeps me kind of grounded and then continuing to explore and continuing to wonder what things are. So I'm okay with staying with that. I don't know, but what do you guys think? We'd love to hear. Carol, let's see. I will star that. I feel like I'm not going to get the answer to it, but I probably have something to say about it. Minu Mine, starred. I don't know yet. I like that. Annie Bear. Prince Charming's mom, how are you, my dear? All right, if you're here, of course, thank you for being here. Hit the like button. I appreciate it. It helps with all the algorithmic kind of stuff. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would be super, super, super grateful forever. Love you forever. If you would do that. Airbound, I have your question start. Lisa Niedermeyer, hello. All right, I will ask this, and Billy, thank you for the question. I do have it starred. I know it's kind of common to ask what my spirit guides want me to know, or anything. If you could get a little more specific, even just as much as what would my spirit guides like me to know about my current relationship, my current romantic relationship, or about my career path. That way I can kind of focus in and we can get to the meat of it a little quicker, because these are mini readings. I'm happy to do them, but I want to just be able to get in there and kind of give you an answer, and then I'll be back next week and you can ask about something else. So that would help. All right, I'm going to go into my little spiel. I don't have it in front of me, so I'll just have to do it by memory. Of course, we're doing free readings tonight. I will put the banner up. If you could add, if you're going to put it in the chat, there's two ways to get readings. You can either come on to the live, that's the fastest, and I guess, I don't want to say best, but it's going to kind of ensure the possibilities of you actually getting a reading tonight, is if you hit the link that I have pinned in the chat. It should be pinned right there at the top or wherever it is. I think it's in dark blue. There's a link in there. It brings you onto the StreamYard. You don't immediately come onto the live. You'll go into like a green room, like a waiting room, and then I will bring you on as I see fit, or as I'm able to, and then you can ask your question to me live. With Mediumship, I don't answer Mediumship questions or do Mediumship through the chat. If you want a Mediumship reading, please come onto the live. I do that because it's just it's quicker. It's better. I need that connection, and then it's also another reason. Full disclosure is because it's just more interesting for everybody to kind of be a part of. All right, and we are here. One of the reasons we're here is entertainment. The other way to get your reading, your free reading, is to put it in the chat. Please put them in all caps and then add some kind of colorful, fun emojis. It doesn't matter which one. That way I'm able to see them, because I'm trying to multitask here. I'm trying to talk to you, tell you guys things, do readings, and also monitor the chat. I'm not a great multitasker, so it helps me out greatly. Plus, as I get older, my eyesight diminishes. All right, somebody's already come out. Awesome. So I'm just going to go through here, star the ones that I do see. Joyous, thank you for being here. Is this your first time here? I don't recognize that name. Anya, got it. And Christina, if you want to keep your, I see that you say you're camera shy. If you want to keep your camera off and just do audio for a mediumship or for a psychic, and you do want to come on, you don't have to put your camera on. Some folks don't. I mean, I would love to see you, but if you're not into it, just come on with audio. All right, Lee, thank you for being here. Lisa Niedermeyer, got it. Leah, I've got your question starred. K Shade, yes, got it starred. Tracy Smith, Jet, got it starred. Minu. I'm trying to see Jackie. Let me see if I have it started real quick. I don't have your start, Jackie. Could you put it back in real quick? I'm sorry. All right, so that's how you get the readings. What else? So we are here. One of the reasons we are here is for entertainment purposes, but my readings are not entertainment purposes only. I like to think that there's a little more to it than that. My readings and what I'm doing here is also good for getting some clarity on your situation, getting some guidance on your situation. What else? Confirming, and I think even probably most important is what I like to say is confirming things that you're already aware of, or you already know, or that your intuition is already telling you. Just getting that confirmation from me, somebody that doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation, and is also picking up the same thing intuitively. So that will just give you confirmation to kind of move forward with your intuitive hits. And then also a new perspective. So somebody that doesn't, isn't involved, has no horses in the race, is giving you some information, completely not attached. It's just, look at it as another opinion. So a new perspective is another reason we're here. And in addition to entertainment. What else? Oh, and so with that, I have to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a real estate agent, counselor, none of that kind of stuff. None of those licensed kind of professional things. So what I'm doing tonight is not real estate advice. It's not health or medical advice. I'm not diagnosing anyone, not legal advice, none of that kind of stuff. I will read on those things. I'm happy to read on health and wellness and legal situations. Once again, not advice. I'm just kind of reading your energy around that and giving you my opinion. It is an opinion of the energy that I'm feeling. That's it when we come to those things. So if you do have those kind of needs, take my opinion, but please consider seeing a doctor, lawyer, realtor, all this stuff, counselor, and so on. This is once again a free. I'm reading for free. If you feel called to do, I think my PayPal link is somewhere. If you feel called to donate, there's super stickers, super chat, whatever they're called, whatever the kids are calling them these days. Feel free to do that. I do not keep any of that money because I have a contract with the universe to do this every week for free. So if I were to take that money and put it in my pocket, it would not be free on my end. I would be somehow benefiting from it financially. Your energy, your love, your likes, your follows, your shares is enough of an energy exchange for me. So if you feel called to do that, just know that I will be collecting that. I think at the first of the year, I'll probably have a couple $100 collected. It's kind of just been sitting and collecting. I will be donating it. I will show you the receipts. I will tell you where I'm donating it to. It's going to be something that's non-controversial that we all can agree on, like, homeless stuff or feeding people or something like that. All right, Noodle, I've got it. Let's see. Okay, Noodle, I don't know if you were here when I said mediumship will be done on the live. I don't do it in the chats. I do have it starred, so we'll see what happens. But if you want that mediumship request done, please come on to the live. It's pinned comment. There's a link in there. All right. I think that's it. Of course, I got to plug myself. So stophercavins.com. I do have some courses coming up. So if you are interested in developing your own abilities to do mediumship readings or to do psychic readings, I have 2 4-week courses coming up starting in early January. One starts on the 2nd, one starts on the 3rd. I forget which one starts first, but one is a beginner class and then one is an intermediate advanced class. So obviously beginner, if you're just kind of wanting to dip your toes in the water, you've got a little bit of experience, that's the one for you. It's a 4-week class. Once again, it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I forget which one's which night, but it's basically every Wednesday for one and then every Tuesday for one, 4 weeks. The advanced and intermediate is for folks that have done readings before. You don't have to be professional or, do it a certain way. It's just for people that have that experience and then want to kind of build on that. So those can be found at stophercavins.com. Hit the education tab and it's pretty easy. It's right there. If you would like a private session with me, I offer 30-minute sessions, 45-minute sessions, and 50-minute combo sessions that are psychic mediumship. I also have e-readings, which you can ask 4 questions through a form, and then I will get back to you ASAP with a recorded reading answering those 4 questions. All right, I think that's it. Let's get into the readings. Thank you all for being here. Mods, thank you for what you do as well. I appreciate you putting on the links, handling all the business. Before I get in here, I'm going to get Jackie's. Bear with me, guys. Jackie, I'm still not seeing it. I'm looking for it. Jackie, I don't know what's happening to you. Okay, so it's Tracy. Can you put it in one more time, Jackie? If you can put it in right now, I'll grab it. And then 411 flowers. I think you're getting cut off because I'm seeing like, how long are your V? Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate that. I'm a person, I don't like to toot my own horn. So when my clients and my sitters do it for me, I'm grateful. And same as with the courses, I like to think that I'm good at what I do, but I love it when my people do it for me. Okay, let's see. How long are your beginning classes? So I think those are 2 hours. So it's 4 weeks in a row, starting in early January. So there'll be 4 2-hour classes. And there should be a little synopsis, some bullet points on my website that tell you a little bit of what we're going to go over in the classes. All right, let's get into it. Annie Bear, I'm going to bring you on now. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. I'm in my pajamas.
Oh, good. I'm kind of, I do that too. I come home and I immediately take off the monkey suit, as I call it, even though it's just like usually chinos and a button up, but I can't do it. I got to get into the comfies.
Yeah. Especially this time of year.
Yeah, that too. I got the hat and keep my
ears.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you. How can I help you tonight?
I am wondering, the surgeon that I met today was quite wonderful. Everyone was. Have I known him before?
All right. Well, I get an immediate kind of answer of what I think about that, and then let me see if there's a little more to it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're talking about maybe in a previous life or a previous kind of existence.
Yes.
So my thoughts on that are a little different than some other folks. So when we talk about reincarnation, that type of thing, I do believe that, and this is just, I'm not making any blanket statements. This is just my thoughts on it. Because remember, I always start from I don't freaking know. But my thoughts on it are this is like, I don't think of reincarnation as from like you're in one car and then you hop into a different car. I think it more so of a situation where we're all just a little dip out of, imagine spirit and the universe is just like an ocean. And we're just a bunch of cups that they're dip that water out of the ocean. And so each cup has a little piece of the same thing. We're all the ocean, right? And so eventually our cup gets poured back into the ocean. And then another cup scoops it out. So all the little particles are kind of swimming around together. And so you now in this existence are probably, I'm guessing, a combination of many, many particles that have been in other bodies and other realms and that kind of thing. So, and I think that's also kind of how because I'm also getting a message here about 6 degrees of separation. So I think in a way you are connected. I can't answer the question of, do you know? Did you spend some of your little particles spend time with some of his little soul particles? I don't know that, but I actually am getting a hit that you are somehow a little closer than you might think as far as earthly connections.
So I'm very, very connected to Earth.
Yeah, well, what I'm talking about is people. So I feel, when they say 6 degrees of separation, I think you and him probably have like 2 or 3 degrees of separation. So there's something there that where you are connected, but I can't answer that really with a definitive, yes, you've spent other lifetimes. I'm guessing you probably did.
Okay.
I'm guessing a lot of us are connected. Like I say, all those little particles have spent some time together, I think.
Yes, I agree. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for popping on. Nice seeing you.
Bye.
All right, let's go to Christina. I think you're just going to be audio.
Hello.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Thanks for popping on. I know you're camera shy, so hearing you is perfect.
Yeah, I'm a mess right now. Um,
Aren't we
I
all?
was I was wondering if my dad is around me and he has anything to say to me or advice or anything.
Yeah, let me fill into that. Christina, you have children, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to start with a message here, and I also have to tell you just kind of how I read is I feel a lot of spirit around you, so I got to kind of suss out, and I always set intentions for you want to hear from Dad. So I
Okay.
ask, basically I set intentions to talk to him, but I can't guarantee who it is coming through. So I do have a message coming through first, and it's about children, and I don't know if this has to do with kind of what you're wanting advice on, but definitely you've got a lot of energy around you saying things. What I'm hearing is basically, let me just say it, do anything for your children. And of course we know that, right? As parents, we do anything for our children, but I feel like you might be called, or you might be in a situation now where you kind of have to step, there might be some gray areas about doing something for your children or kind of fighting for your children.
Yeah.
So I'm just, that's being brought up. And so the reason they're telling me this is because I feel like a way will be made for you to win the day when it comes to the situation with your children or one of your children. Do you understand this?
Really? Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I was alienated from my older two kids by my ex-husband, and I've been trying to get them back in my life, but they're so brainwashed.
Yeah, I feel like, and thank you for sharing that context. What they come through with immediately is you do whatever, and it's like almost no step is too much. So I think as you kind of do these more aggressive steps of either reaching out or showing them love, it is not going unseen, is what I'm being told. So there will, I don't know the
Okay.
timeline in this. I'm not being given a timeline, but just know that that's your team, and we'll get in. I've got some evidence here to see who we have coming through, but that is your team of loved ones in spirit saying we're doing our best. These energies are trying to make a way for this.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so stay on track with it. Okay, so I do have an energy coming through. So I'm trying to get to the male energies, and I have a male energy that's stepping forward or that I feel stronger. And what I'm getting is like almost they would have dealt with a situation. And I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I just feel like it's like MS or ALS or something that would have like kind of taken over their body towards the end of their life and caused them like motor skill problems and where they would not have been able to really control themselves. Do you understand? Do you know anyone like this that would have passed because?
Um, my dad was in a coma when he died, but my father-in-law had dementia and oh gosh, something else. I can't think of it right now. He couldn't speak right.
Yeah, I feel like I mean dementia fits too, but I feel like there's also what they're telling me is there was a physical aspect of this where their body physically wasn't working. So it'd be motor skills, it could be speech, but they weren't able to do things physically, is what they're showing me. I also get they're showing me an anchor, and for me, being somebody that was in the Navy, this is either military or specifically Navy.
My father-in-law was in the army.
Okay. Like I say, yeah, Army is fine. For me, it's Navy, but it just shows me military service of some sort. Is that my symbol for that? And then, do you understand the? Hold on, let me see. He's talking about a joining in May. So for me, this is going to be some sort of anniversary, and I feel like we're talking about a coming together or a marriage.
Um,
Let me ask you this: when were you married? What month?
um, we're not married yet, but we've been together for 12 years.
That's fine. Do you know what month you kind of solidified the relationship or met?
February, but my mom and dad's anniversary is in May, and we celebrated before my dad died, and that was like a big deal for the family.
Okay,
Every
so your
year.
mom and dad.
Yeah.
I just have to, and I don't know for a fact that this is your dad saying that, but I have to talk about the anniversary that happens in May. So the person stepping forward is acknowledging that. And also, I feel like there's something that we acknowledge in January. And when I say acknowledge, I feel like this is more of a passing month for someone.
Not that I can think of off my head, right now. It's very possible. I have a lot of family members.
Did your dad celebrate anything in January? Because I feel like I'm with dad.
My daughter's birthday's in January. New Year's.
Right, of course. Just keep that with you. He's
Okay.
acknowledging, but I feel like I'm talking about a passing, not a celebration. So I have someone coming forward acknowledging a passing or a loss in January. So keep it with you. I'm confident that it will come to you later.
My father-in-law died in February, but yeah, that's
Right.
all I can think of right now.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything else they want to mention. Just one more message is what they're acknowledging is that I think this kind of plays in several ways with you. Once again, I don't know you. This is just what I'm hearing from your folks on the other side. You've always been a person that has a lot to say. I feel like you have a lot to say, but they're telling me that you have not always said it. And this goes with your opinions. This goes with your ideas. This goes with just even telling people where you stand on things. I feel like what they're showing me is you've always been a person that you do it out of wanting to be tactful, but it's kind of held you back a little bit. So they're saying this is an opportunity for you, is what they're saying, for you to have that ability to share your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions, letting people know where you stand on things, and not to be afraid of saying it and upsetting someone, because I don't think that's how you would do it anyway, is what they're saying.
That's me. I shut down. I've done that for many years.
Yeah, and we all have our moments, but I feel like it's actually they're saying with you it's problematic, or it can hold you back. So I never tell people to do anything they're not comfortable with doing, but they are showing me this is an opportunity for you. So maybe sit with it and see if it's something you can kind of step into a little bit.
Yeah, I need to start speaking up with my family instead of letting everyone else talk. And
yeah, and I feel like when you say family, it makes sense to me just based on what I'm feeling, that we're maybe that's kind of where they're driving the car towards family issues. But I think there's other things too.
Yep, it's been difficult. That's one thing I've been trying to learn, but I just don't feel like anyone hears me out, and they shut me down, and so I just move on.
Yeah, and then it makes it harder to step out the next time, and you think, it's just going to go haywire. I feel like you might be surprised.
Well, thank you for that.
Well, thank your team, thank your peeps. They're here for you. They're around you, and you don't need a medium to talk to them. They can hear you, and then also,
Can I ask you one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Of course.
Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to my dad. Like sometimes I feel like he answers me back. And it makes me think that I'm nuts. Because I don't know.
They answer us back in a lot of different ways, and for each person, it's going to be different. And I also like to say this, especially when I'm doing courses and whatnot and teaching classes, is when it comes to mediumship, and we're all mediums in a way. We all connect with energy. we as humans, we give ourselves a little too much credit for our original thoughts and our own thoughts. Because I believe 90% of them, at least the good stuff, comes from spirit and it comes from the universe. So spirit will use our brain and our thoughts and our experiences to speak to us. So if you get that kind of random thought and you connect that to dad, that's probably what that is, right? And then also you can ask them for signs. And I always trust the signs are going to be shown to me. Now it's like, and a medium friend of mine was on a live the other day and he said it in like a great way. He's like, okay, when you're talking about signs, don't be asking for something that's like probably not going to happen. Like send a rabbit into my New York City apartment on the 9th floor with pink hair or whatever. Like, so, ask for, show me through birds, feathers, people, that type of thing, numbers, and they will.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for popping on.
Uh-huh.
All right. Bye, Christina. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
All right. Bam Bam. You are welcome. Thank you for being here. My husband's in the house, Kristen Delgado. I don't think he's going to come on live, though. All right. Let's bring on Jess.
Hi.
Hey there. How is it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Let me, thank you for asking. Let me knock this down. Boom. All right. How can I help you tonight?
Just hoping to connect with a friend who passed. It's
All right.
going to be the anniversary soon, so.
Okay. There's a female energy stepping forward. She wants to acknowledge, she wants to acknowledge her passing. And it's like, I hate to talk about the difficult information, but a lot of times that's how we remember and know, what they went through. She's acknowledging this as an accident. And I feel like we're involving a car is what she's acknowledging. Do you know who this would be?
No, not a female, no.
The friend you're hoping to connect to is a male?
Yeah.
Would they have passed before Christmas?
No, right after.
Okay. So I have to connect a female, and was this also a car accident?
No, but it happened in a car or a truck. Yeah.
I have to acknowledge a vehicular accident, and I feel like what they're showing me, for some reason, I'm being shown the color yellow. So I don't know if this is a yellow vehicle or how the color yellow is involved in this. But I have to talk about a female being involved in this as well, or somehow being connected to this. And I feel like there's something, they're showing me the heart, and I don't feel like I'm talking about the physical heart. I feel like there's a connection with them with a heart. And I don't know if this would be a tattoo of a heart or if this is something that was just like their symbol, but I'm being shown the symbol of a heart, not the actual, there wasn't like a heart attack. That's not what they're showing me. I also feel like they are talking about a Christmas gift. So that's why I was asking if they passed before Christmas, because I feel like there was a Christmas gift that was either shared or not shared before their passing, is what I'm getting.
Interesting. I don't know. I do have heart tattoo.
Okay. Do you connect that with them at all, or did they connect with the heart?
It's more so for all of my guides and loved ones, but I don't know. I'm not placing this person.
Okay. They're also showing me they're surrounding like medical, like almost like medical field or medical situations. Like they would either be a person that worked in the medical field or was in hospitals a lot for some reason.
I wonder if this is somebody connected to my sister, because my sister's an EMT, so.
Got it. Just one other thing is, what's the two? I feel like we're going back as far as their passing goes. I feel like they've been gone for about 10 years, is what they're showing me.
Okay.
All right. So if this is connected to sister, the message that's coming up is it's more just about like, I feel like this was a very social relationship, because I'm also being shown like, does your sister drink like, and I don't mean like alcoholic drink. I mean like, because you're showing me mixing drinks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I feel like that's this person's way of showing me that they would have had that kind of social connection. And it's really just to think, like, I'm just getting that they're giving me the sense of just really having a good time with this person. And it's a thank you, and just knowing that that kind of like happy social energy is around her.
Okay.
Okay. So just check out that information with your sister. And just know that's the message. It's almost like, hey, you can still have a good time with me. Like there's still this social kind of energy. What's the person's name that you were hoping to hear from?
Patrick.
All right, let me see if I can kind of tune in. I'm getting this as I'm tuning in with the male energy, I'm getting this like kind of like almost woodsy kind of, I'm smelling this like almost like I'm out in the forest with this like kind of woodsy campfirey kind of smell. Would you understand him to be a person that would have spent some time in the woods or have like a woodsy smell about him?
Yeah.
I also get this like kind of with that. He's also showing me kind of this manly, I don't want to go full lumberjack, but I want to get into that kind of energy. Do you understand that also with Patrick?
Yes.
Okay. Hunting, the whole thing, right?
Not so much hunting, but very, yes, macho man.
Got it.
Alpha man.
So when I'm getting this mail showing me connection with you, and I know you called him a friend, but I really get this like, I'm hearing the word sweetheart, and I'm not saying you were in a romantic relationship with him, but I feel that type of connection where it was extremely tender and there was a little more vulnerability than you would have just with like a normal friend. Do you understand that?
Yeah, very much.
So he wants to acknowledge that, and when there's an acknowledgement, that's the spirit's way of saying thank you for that, right? Is there a shared memory of either swimming or learning to swim or not being able to swim?
No.
Okay. I feel like there is either a shared memory here of, because I'm getting like this whimsical kind of feeling of like either, you know how you would like, if somebody can't swim, you would make fun of them for not swimming. Can you swim? Are you a good swimmer?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know if he was?
Yeah.
He was a good swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to leave you with this because maybe you'll understand it later. It's like I'm getting some information around swimming, and I feel like there's either a shared conversation about it where we would kind of bust on each other, or maybe even say like I'm a better swimmer than you, or there was some kind of competition. But I'm being drawn to swimming.
Okay.
So he wants to talk about that. He's taken okay, so it's, and you said there was a truck involved in the accident?
Wasn't necessarily an accident, but in his passing, yes.
Got it. The reason I asked because he is coming forward taking some kind of responsibility for what happened is what he's telling me. I'm not of the opinion of he's saying that he caused it, but there is some level of responsibility he's talking.
He did. Yeah,
All
it was
right.
suicide.
So what he's showing me is some level of responsibility in this accident. But I almost feel like he's, and of course, when we get to that point, we're not in our quite right mind. But he is showing me like he wasn't quite in his right mind. So there may have been, I don't know if there were chemicals involved as well, but I just feel like he's showing me that he was really spinning in a lot of different ways. And he does acknowledge that it should not have gotten to that point. Because it's almost a situation where he sees now that he did have support, but I feel like at the time he felt like he did not have support.
Yeah.
But he knows now, he's like, yeah, they actually had a lot of support. But in the moment, he wasn't able to see it. He wasn't able to see that he had these people that cared about him. And in the moment, he felt like he did not have that.
Yeah.
He was in a, you know, a kind of a jammed up spot is what he's telling me. So, and that's also his way of acknowledging that and saying, you know, sorry, I was unable to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
He's stubborn.
Yeah, but he doesn't deal with all that now, because now he's just beautiful energy and he's floating in the ether or whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
he's not bound by those kind of human stupid stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And earlier I was feeling this when I was connected with the female, and maybe it was kind of crossing over, but they were showing me the reason I was brought to a car situation or an accident or something like that is because they'll show me that there's something on the side of, you know how people like will put things on the side of the road, like crosses or flowers or things like that, candles. Do you know if something was done like that, or if there's something still there?
I don't.
Where he would have had the crash.
I'm not aware of that, but there was like a big procession, and he was a police officer, so it was big. There was, yeah.
See, through conversations, because it's a little bit more beyond just the funeral procession or that type of thing. It's a little bit more of like a memorial of some sort that feels to me like it's like a candle, you know how people have like candlelight visuals, or they'll put like something on the side of the road. It feels to me like a little bit more like that was done. And so his way of acknowledging he knows about that, and there's an appreciation, of course. But yeah, he's around you. Just trying to think. He was also somebody that liked to drink socially as well, right?
Oh yes, he liked his whiskey.
I was going to tell you that he was cheersing like I feel like he would have cheersed whiskey specifically, because I also like whiskey. So yeah, he comes through with that as well. So that's definitely part of his energy still.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Jackie. Hey, dear.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I didn't see your I know you put your question in a few times and I wasn't able to see it.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know. That was weird.
So you just pop on and get it answered.
That's right.
All right. How can I help you?
Well, I just have two quick things. I applied for a job with the Commonwealth of PA. I'll be working like in the state police department. it's an HR job.
Mhm.
And I received a conditional offer. They have to do all the background checks now and everything. And oh dear Lord, the background checks are so intensive. Like they want to know everything. The last time I ate a red M&M or like
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm just wondering what you feel. I mean, I don't have anything in my background. I didn't rob any banks or kill anybody or anything like that. My credit report's a little shaky at the moment, but they're looking like the last 10 years of employment and everything and anything. So I'm just wondering what you think. Do you think I have a good chance of that? Is it the right position for me?
Getting a few things. Let me just kind of tune in a little more. This is an on-site position, correct?
Hybrid. I'd be 2 days on site in Harrisburg and then 3 days working from home.
Okay. Is Harrisburg a bit of a drive or difficult to get to?
About an hour drive.
Okay, that's why they're showing me that. That's why I asked if it was on site, because as much as the job I think will be quite good for you, I do sense that drive is going to be, and you only do it 2 days a week, so that's good. But it
Yeah,
feels like
it's a little bit of a hike.
it feels like a lot. Not that you can't do it, but that will be something that is because what I do is when I'm reading into these energies, I'm just looking for like little hurdles or bumps that aren't
Mhm.
as. So that's just one of those little hurdles. Doesn't mean you can't easily hop over it, right? It's just up to
Yeah,
you. So that
yeah,
is going to be something to kind of shift your gears with, so to speak. Let me just see
yeah.
if there's
I'm not
anything,
looking forward to that part of it.
um, but I'm glad that it's only 2 days a week. So if it were a thing where it would go to more than 2 days a week on site, that could be problematic.
Yeah, I agree.
So just make yourself known if you do get the job of this is my limit. Um, so what I get with the process, I can feel when you say it's like intense, I can feel that. And I do think that there's actually going to be a few follow-up communications or questions, which is a good
Mhm.
thing because it means they're not just throwing you out. They're actually saying, hey, what is this? Can you explain this?
Yeah,
So there will be, and I think it has to do with, there might be a little something but with the finances, but that's not what's coming to the top. It's more about like a movement. Did you move? I almost feel like it has to do with either moving the last job, like you know
yeah.
what I'm
I had a couple of jobs that were just a few months. Like the one job I got into, and the boss was like from hell. He was horrible. I hated every second of it. And I didn't stay there very long. And the next job I went to, I liked, but I was only there 3 months and the business closed down. I'm
okay.
like, what the hell?
So that feels to me like what they're showing me. It's like some kind of like rapid movement, whether it's with where you're living or your like area or with a job, like because I feel like hopping around. So be prepared. I will give a little bit of advice. Be prepared for being asked about that.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's a possibility. Will they ask you? I don't know, but there feels to me like a lot of energy around the possibility of them asking about that, just to get like kind of a clearer picture. So
Okay.
have your best answer ready,
Yeah.
and I think that will give you the best shot of it.
They
Um,
told me it'll take like 4 weeks because the Pennsylvania State Police background takes longer. And then a trooper will be calling me to like interrogate me. And I'm like, dear Lord, it's only an HR job. Like it's not CIA or anything,
I do feel like the job, if you get into this job, it does feel to me like I don't. It's a similar energy to like fast paced, so it feels like there's some kind of like intense environment. So I don't know if that's something that some people thrive in that kind of environment. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not that
Yeah.
guy. So I wouldn't take that job, but if you're okay in that environment, it feels to me like it is either fast paced or there's some kind of intensity to it.
Okay.
Just to the environment around it, which doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's just different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah, I like to be
Tuesday-
busy. I don't, like downtime a whole lot.
Okay, then I think you'll be fine because it's almost like a nose to the grindstone, and we need to see you like, getting shit done, kind of
So
thing.
it looks like I would make it through then to get the
I think
job.
I think there's a good chance of it.
Okay.
Okay, I do sense like there are some other candidates as well. I don't know if they have more than one position open, but I do feel like there's a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Competitive.
Mm.
So I do feel like there's at least one other candidate that they're looking at.
Yeah, I think there's several positions like in different departments. Like they
Okay.
gave me an offer already, but it's pending the background checks.
Got it. Got it. That would make sense with because I do feel like there's other people they're looking at for different positions. So it's going to take a little longer than you're thinking as well. I know they told you it would be a while, but I feel like we're getting past January or to the end of January before we actually get through the process. I feel like it pushes back a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I think
And
you got a
then,
good shot.
oh, sorry, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm like at about 75% with it.
Okay.
For
Okay.
a thumbs up.
Yeah, good. Good. I need a change. I need to get out from where I'm at.
I do believe it will be a big change. So you'll have to deal with that. It's not going to be easy, but I think you'll be fine.
Okay. And then I just do have one other quick thing. My dog that we talked about last week, I did end up putting Allie down to sleep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I did see your message on that. I apologize I didn't get back to you.
That's okay. That's okay. But remember how I told you before the smoke alarm went off after my
Ooh.
dad passed?
Right.
I put her down Thursday night. Friday at 7:15, the smoke alarms went off all by themselves. And then again Saturday around noon and around 3 o'clock again, like all by themselves. And then nothing after that.
Yeah.
Do you think that was her or just the energy in this house?
Yeah. Here's what I think about that. I don't think it was necessarily her like hitting it.
Mhm.
Because that's not how I think of spirit. Once again, this is my thoughts. But our energy, whether we're alive or whether we're past or whether we're removed from a place, does interact with our environment, including electronics. So the energy, when you bring energy into a home or remove energy from a home, any kind of change I absolutely believe that it could interfere with electronics, whether it be our phones or, battery operated things such as smoke detectors. So I do believe it was the energy change or the dynamic of the energy changing that probably interfered with it and interacted with it. That includes with your father as well, and that includes your own energy. So even if your father wasn't living in the home, his removal from your energy changes the energy dynamic in your home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think it's probably a little more sensitive than we give credit to. So that's what I
Yeah.
think it was.
Do you think my cat Simon knows that she's gone? I can't read him.
Oh. Yeah.
He's taking over my bed, which is what she did. So I'm like,
Yeah, that makes sense to me because there are some behavioral issues, and I don't even want to call them issues, just changes that you'll notice, and so that's probably one of them. It's almost like Simon's going to also, just like your smoke alarm, try to replace that energy a little bit.
Okay.
So I think there'll be a little bit of a energy replacement kind of behavior from Simon, right? Simon.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like bad behavior. I think it's just kind of trying to increase the energy, the animal energy in the home.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's also to kind of an instinctual thing to help you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Our
hard
animals are
to do it.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I don't ever want to do that again.
No, I know. You did the right thing though.
Yeah.
You were thinking
I
about
think,
her.
yeah. Yeah. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Bye, Jackie.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's bring on Carol, and then I will dive into the questions. So if you have a question, please stick around for just a little bit longer, then I'll do rapid fire and we'll get into it. And I think Carol will be the last person I bring on. So let's do it. Hey, Carol, you there? Carol sleeping? All right. We'll leave it at that. All right. That's something I would do. I'd be like, okay, I'm tired. I'm just going to go to sleep. Let's jump in. All right, Tracy, hope you're here still. If not, hope you join us on the replay. Daughter getting work soon. I feel like there is an opportunity for your daughter to get work actually pretty soon. It feels to me like it's, and I don't know, obviously, what type of work she does or what she's looking for. This feels to me like it's in like either retail or in food service of some sort. So once again, that feels like an opportunity that will be shown to her quickly so that if she wants to get back into the workforce, that will be the job. And then I think if she's looking for something else, I think there's some other opportunities that come up more like May of next year. So this could be, I almost feel like the directive here from the energy surrounding your daughter is to take the opportunity that's coming up soon, even though it may not be perfect. And then the next thing kind of pops around May, because I feel like if she doesn't, if she says that that's not good enough or that's not what I want to do, she might wait a little longer. All right. And with these timelines, for you and anybody else that I'm reading, I'm giving timelines to, that's how I feel the energy sitting now. Things, and I presume most of the time they do change and they will change. Things change based on what we are doing in our lives, what people surrounding the situation, third parties are doing, and any changes that they make will shift the energy as well. So those timelines aren't set in stone, of course. That's kind of how I feel it now. What is up, Jet? Hope you're still around. Let's see. Why do I feel like I've lost a deep connection? I had a meditation practice. I love the strawberries, guys. I don't know where I came up with that, the strawberries, and I think that's probably going to change soon because I'm going to start changing some of the graphics on my so you guys might be called rainbows soon. You might be called stars. I don't know. Anyway, but I love the strawberries. So it's not that when we do meditation, it's not always about connection. Sometimes it's I think of this too when I go into meditation. Sometimes I set the intention to bring in energy from the outside. Sometimes I set the intention to just not have anything connect. Sometimes I set the intention to see what's, a little more inward kind of things that are like already connected to me, that type of thing. So it really is just the short answer, of course, is I don't know what you're going through here, but speaking for some of my own experiences with meditation and connection is it really just depends on kind of your balance or kind of where you're at balance wise in that day, in that moment. So, and just always trust that spirit knows what you need. So sometimes you just need no connection. Sometimes you need it to be just radio, silence. Okay. And then just trust that that's what you're needing. And perhaps there's something that is coming in, or you are being enriched and you're just not feeling it. Okay, so stick with it. Don't be too frustrated. It in my experience, for me, it changes, and the connection and the meditation and the practices I do they rarely feel the same. It's always something new, and sometimes I go through a thing where it's just I just need to shut things down. Okay, I'm actually in a phase like that right now where a lot of my meditations actually turn into me sleeping. So it's just kind of a restorative thing. It's just kind of like there's different yoga for different people. There's the flow yoga, and then there's also the restorative and everything in between. So just trust. All right, I want to move. Can you hone in on a state for me? Okay. I would never tell somebody to move to the state. I don't want to talk crap about it. I've never been to the state, but it just seems very similar to the state I'm from. But I'm getting I'm getting an A, but I feel like I'm going to the middle part of the country. So I feel like I'm in Arkansas or surrounding Arkansas. So, which is a very weird place to move unless you've got people there or there's something pulling you there. So I would maybe consider something like Arkansas, Tennessee, perhaps even Alabama. But for some reason, I'm being pulled to those areas. So there, and whether you move there or not is completely up to you. Maybe there's something there that you'll learn that is just pulling you there. There might be somebody that reaches out. There might be a job offer. There might be something. So, but I am feeling a magnetism to that kind of part of the country. All right. If you're here, let me know if that makes any sense to you. I'm just curious. Because it's so bizarre. Not Arkansas. Yeah, no, I agree. Are you open to the middle part of the country, though? Let me ask you that, Mina. I'm also getting some information around another, like, kind of, once again, as I feel it, like it feels like a magnet. So things that pull us or things that like reach out to us. So I'm also getting, yuck. Pennsylvania is another place. So yes, in the middle. I think you're somewhere in there. Yeah, don't go to Arkansas. I would never suggest that. But Tennessee, Alabama, maybe like northern part. But I feel like it's landlocked for sure. All right, good luck with it. But wherever you go, you'll be good. And I don't think this is in like a highly, and I know a lot of these states don't have like a lot of city environments, but some of them do. I don't think you're like in a city environment. I feel like you're a little bit more rural or suburb. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm going to answer a few more questions, but I just want to kind of stop and say thank you for being here. If you've not hit the like button, please, I'll give you a moment just to head over. I think it's pretty easy. Just look down and boop, hit the like button. I appreciate you for that. If you've not subscribed, do that. I appreciate that as well. All right. Do I see you getting a payout soon? I don't see it soon. Relatively speaking, I think they're putting me in the middle of next year, but not for a payout. I feel like there's almost like another negotiation of some sort in the middle of the year. And then it almost feels like what they're showing me is there we learn a lot more about what happens next. So I can't even feel the energy beyond that. So there's something in the middle of next year. So we're talking like June, July, August, somewhere in those 3 months where there's an event or a negotiation or conversation, a memo, I don't know what it is, where you learn kind of what's going to happen next or if there's a possibility for something. But I can't even get past that energy. So you'll learn. So my prediction is this: you'll learn something about the payout, fairly definitive. They'll give you a lot more of an idea of when that payout comes next summer, middle part of the year. All right, next year. Okay, so there's two opportunities, Lisa. So what they show me is energies towards the first part of summertime. I feel like I'm in May, early June. And then there's another opportunity, I feel like at the end of summer. So they kind of cap it for me, which is end of August, early September. I'm not saying that you're going to do both. I just think that there is a lot of energy for there to be opportunities. So this is going to be people that can go with you. This is going to be monies available. This is going to be schedule works out, those types of things in those areas. So if you see one of those areas kind of pop up and there's conversations and it just seems like, okay, this could happen, then I would say run to it, make it happen, take advantage of that energy, because it's coming up for a reason. So it's just the universe's way of showing it to you. But yeah, I believe you will travel to Europe next year. Getting the western part of Europe is where the most energy is. You just gotta kind of grab it. You're welcome, Cass. Likewise, Jackie. Thanks for coming on. Oh, thank you. Oh, cute dog. Cutie pie. Thank you for being here, Sparkling Dragon. Could be, but I'm actually going a little further east. Once again, if that's calling to you, go for it. The first thing that came through was A, and it felt pretty landlocked. I know Arizona's landlocked, but this felt to me like in the middle. But don't go to Arkansas. Don't do it. So, but I'll let you decide what that means for you. Once again, we're talking about, something to give you guidance, a different perspective, and then confirm things you might already know. Let's see what this is. Hey, Damon. Recently started taking a cybersecurity course. Once I finished, do you see me getting a job? I do, and I actually think that there's because they're showing me a pathway. So look at everything as and this is just general, right? As a stepping stone, but I do see something like very entry level, but I feel like there's opportunities way down the road because they're just showing me this path. If you want it, you could actually be doing something on your own, like having your own cybersecurity business, service providing, whatever it is, on whatever level. It's big, small, anything in between. So I do think you will. And then there's a path to kind of growing it. And I almost feel like what they're showing me, once again, this is my opinion based on the energy I'm feeling, that you'll eventually have your own thing. So if you're kind of like, if you have this entrepreneurial spirit, that's where they want you to eventually head up, or that's the path that the universe will probably kind of nudge you in. Okay? Get some more water. Good luck. But I think you're on the right path with like kind of enriching yourself and continuing to learn new things. That feels really correct. Florida, Tennessee. I feel like you're actually in Tennessee. I'm guessing that you're saying Tennessee and not tennis. You might play tennis as well in Tennessee. But Tennessee, I feel like we're more in the eastern part of Tennessee. So what's that like? What's it called? Knoxville area. And I feel like what's the reason that I'm getting that is because once again, we talk about the magnet. Somebody's placing a magnet in that area. It just is you're going to be pulled. There's going to be conversations that come up. There's going to be people that reach out. There's going to be jobs offered, something like that. So if that happens, just know that's the universe giving you an opportunity and saying, try this out. Okay. But I'm getting more energy towards Tennessee. Yes, I do actually. Yeah, go for it. Oh, that's not the one I meant to put up, but let's read it. First, do you have a method outside of YouTube to donate to your channel? I do. I think there's a PayPal. If anybody knows, you can see the links. I think there's a links of like different websites and stuff. I believe there's a PayPal link. So, Carol's back. She woke up. So there's that. Helping you so much with my foster kitten question. You were right about the one kitten. She did. Got it. Cool. I'm glad I could help. Okay. Billy, what I'm getting is I feel like there's a January move, but I almost feel like if you're able, because what they're showing me is like kind of a leapfrog. So I feel like there's a situation that will come up in January where you feel pushed to move, or there maybe is like you need to move is kind of what I'm getting. So what they're showing me is a situation where you might move in with somebody, like almost like a room situation. I don't know if this is like a stranger that has a room that you get, or if this is a family member, friend, but I feel like it's like you're moving into someone's house and then and that's not permanent, like, or there's not even thoughts about that being permanent. It's just like a leapfrog situation. If you can not do the middle part of it, I think you'll be better served. But I almost feel like there's a situation where it makes a lot of sense to do it financially or time wise. But then I've got like the next move is in March. So I think the ultimate move, or at least for now, will be March. But don't be surprised if there's a situation that comes up where you have the opportunity to move in with somebody or stay with somebody until the more permanent situation comes up. Let me know if that makes sense, or if you had conversations about that already. Let's see if Carol's on. Carol, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, I think we caught you sleeping earlier.
It was my phone went dead or something.
Oh.
The connection died.
Got
Yeah,
it.
Get back on.
I'm glad you came back.
Yeah, I'm here.
How can I help you tonight?
I've been doing a lot of deep meditations, and the name Trinity was given to me, and I wanted to know if you could. I had no idea what that was.
Got it. Yeah, I saw you had asked that. So yeah, I don't know who that is. Let me see if I get any information around your meditation. I always look at it like this: is when we get these names, whether it's we're connecting with guides or we're connecting with, heck, I don't know, previous existences, whatever it is. It's a very personal thing. So this is definitely something I want to help you figure out. But will I be able to tell you exactly who that is? Probably not.
Okay.
But let me see if I can get some information around what you're kind of feeling.
And I noticed that I get cold chills. I get my hands raising up by themselves, like really disconnected from my body.
Yeah. So what I get when we're talking about Trinity, or this energy that's kind of bringing this name forward, or bringing this experience forward, there's a part of you. I almost feel like it's a situation where this isn't. It's obviously an energy that's attached to you, right? It's part of you in a way, but it's like there's something to learn. Okay, so when I talk about like my guides and energies that are attached to me, I always can kind of feel, and I name them. So if the name's Trinity or whatever, I've got Merrick and I've got Mayan and I've got Dante. And the reason I name them is just so I can kind of identify them and kind of have that communication with them. But what I feel from them, I don't feel like they have any kind of human qualities. They're just energies, right? That guide me and that kind of, push me along my way. But they each have their own kind of qualities. Like Mayan is much more of a protection energy, and I almost feel like it's my balancer. That kind of keeps things moving along and keep things straight. And then Merrick is much more of a cheerleader, kind of spurring me on, that type of thing. So when I tap into what's going on with the Trinity situation or the Trinity energy, I'm getting more of like a learning or an education kind of vibe. So I do think this is energy that's going to push you towards something new and learning something, whether it's about yourself or learning something that's external about the universe or, the world.
Okay.
All right. I know that's kind of like
Anything to do with elementals or like fairies or playfulness?
I don't get anything with that. Doesn't mean that's not what it is, though. If you feel that, I say lean into it and adopt that. And then yeah, it's just a very personal thing. So it's hard for me to tell you like what it is, but I get this general kind of like where you're going to be pushed by this energy into something that's very different. It's a shift for you.
Cool.
Okay, so keep communicating with it. I don't think it's anything bad.
Excellent.
I don't get any sense like that.
Very good.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye, Carol. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. I don't see the car rental business. I do see that's an interesting energy. I kind of do. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. So the car rental business to me is like very much like a give in return, right? So I do think there's something that feels. It just doesn't feel like cars to me. It feels like something that's like a little bit smaller. But I do feel like there's either a service-based business where you're somehow like taking people's things and then giving it back to them. So I don't know if this is like repairing things, if this is like changing things, whatever it is. But I do feel like there is a business coming for you. I don't know that it's car rental. And I think finances are what's going to probably steer you in a different way, right? Because I don't know that the finances line up for that. But if it feels right, go for it, of course. But I think you're going to be shown something else. But similar. There's a similar energy around it. I do think there's going to be an entrepreneurial, easy for me to say, avenue for you. Good luck with it. Do you have a chance with the guy I love? Of course you do. I think that, I get asked a lot about soulmates and what's the other one? Twin flames. I don't really believe in that stuff. I mean, I do believe that, like I gave the analogy earlier, we're all we have our particles in the ocean. We've all mixed and matched and share some kind of part of that experience, whether it's in this life or previous, things. So do we have connections with people? Of course, that maybe we can't explain. But I think when we talk about the guy you love or the guy anybody loves or the person anybody loves, I feel like any relationship can work. I think we can have a chance with anybody. It's just a matter of, being vulnerable with them, being good to them, and all those types of things. So the short answer is yes. If you want it, make it known. Okay, Elizabeth, here's what I'm getting with your son. I do feel this like major, it's not even ebbs and flows, it's peaks and valleys with him. And I feel like it has to do with, it's like there's a trinity going on here. There's like issues with keeping jobs or job stoppages. There's also some relationship things going on. I feel like there's a lot of energy pushing him towards getting things right. There are also at the same time, I'm not sure how you can help with this with him, but it's like there are some opportunities for derailments, and it feels to me specifically like some relationships either coming back into the fold or new relationships that he's not ready to form and be a part of. So there's some relationship energy, and this is friendships and romantic things, but it's like he's not quite ready to get deep into relationships, to either bring them back in, whether they're somebody from the past or new ones. So I feel like there could be some derailment, some steps back, but otherwise, overall, there's a push towards a better trajectory of him getting in a better place. Okay. Nice picture. You're welcome, Airbound. And good luck with that thing. Because I do think there's something where you're stepping out and you're kind of doing your own thing. You're welcome, Elizabeth. Does that make sense to you? I'll say this, Bam Bam. I feel a lot of pet energy around you, and when I talk about pet energy, this would be connected to pets that have been in your life before. So whether it's dogs, cats, I don't know, but I feel the energy is like lower on the ground. So when they show me that's kind of my symbol for pet loved ones. I don't know if those are the tricksters. I don't get anything with the trickster. I don't know what you're experiencing. Feel free to share, but I do immediately gravitate towards the lower to the ground energy, which is our fur babies. Makes sense. Okay, good. Let's see. You see me getting I guess that's together with my ex E again, or someone better. coming into my life. There will be opportunities with E. I feel like there's already kind of an opportunity brewing. So I'm not sure if you're in conversation with them or not, but it seems to me like probably sooner than later, I would say first part of the next year, there might be an opportunity to rekindle that relationship or understand it better. They do come with some baggage. They show me other people attached. So I'm not sure if E has children or if there's something that's attached. So if it's not children, then it would come to me in that energy of like a person that's not quite detached, if you know what I mean. So there might be something to understand there. If it is children, then of course we all know what comes with that. You know, you have to kind of be in it to win it there. But yes, I do sense maybe long distance work as far as the attachment. I do sense something, an opportunity to reconnect or rekindle with E, the E person. And I think you could be happy with them. I just think that there's something there that's connected to them that requires a little more understanding and a little more like selflessness. That's why it feels like children. So they don't have children or any kind of like responsibility that would feel like children to me. I see you stepping away from that job, Sarah. And it feels to me like something that kind of is in progress for like weeks, maybe even could go longer. It feels to me like, and of course I don't know what the issue is, but it feels to me like something that kind of never fully gets taken care of for a while. So it just feels like it looms over your head. So I see you actually stepping away from the job. Okay, so they don't have children, probably also with different personnel. I don't know what that means, but it actually feels fine to me. Like the relationship feels fine. It feels like a lot of work, but I kind of like it. I kind of like the connection with you and E. I mean, I get that there's history there, but I feel like that if you guys both kind of put away your stuff and focus, I think there could be something good. You are welcome. Does that make sense to you? All right. Is the girl that likes me Alicia? Is the girl that likes me Alicia? I don't get it. I don't know. Is there a different way? Jay, can you? It doesn't make sense to me. Do you think both of the twins like you? Or are you asking which twin likes you? I'm not sure. We'll come back to it. All right, we'll do a few more. I think I can make it to 7:30. I know. I think I already answered one question for you. I don't think that's going to work out. I don't think that's going to work out. Should you decide whether you should or not? I do feel like there is a specific person that's kind of coming your way, and I don't think that it doesn't feel very good to me for a lot of different reasons. I actually think that there's this one. I'm just getting something about their intentions being kind of misguided. Be careful with it, but do what feels right. All right, we'll bring on Dawn. Hey, Dawn, your mic is off, muted, whatever you call it. You there, Dawn? Didn't want to do it. Do that one. Oops, hide. Do that one. Let's try again. Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
You're back. How are you? Your mic's muted again.
I am doing pretty good.
Good deal. How can I help you tonight?
I had a question about a person from my past who wanted to reconnect with me. And at first, I felt really good about it. And just as time's gone on, I just feel more and more afraid about it. I think because I'm just afraid of getting hurt again. So I'm just wondering, is this my own fear coming up, or is this an intuitive guidance that I need to follow?
Yeah, let's explore that. Just so I want to make sure I'm kind of in the right place here with the energy. Do you understand? So what I'm getting is what I'm feeling, picking up on is a relationship that was quite a while ago and that was a serious relationship previously. Do you understand that? And when I say relationship, I mean a romantic one.
It didn't quite go that far, but I would have liked it to, and it was quite a while ago. It was probably more than 3 years ago.
So here's what I'm getting with it. Yeah, I think your intuition is correct, and specifically in the way that I get kind of I get this like kind of temporary energy or this hot and cold energy with this person, almost like there's a lot of potential around them just leaving. And I don't know if that has to do with just them, somebody that travels a lot and just or kind of gets sidetracked. But I do sense that there's a big potential around them kind of going hot and heavy and being in it to win it, and then leaving for one reason or another. Because I feel like there's a lot of reasons why they could leave. Is what I'm getting. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. And it sounds pretty much right on for.
Yeah. So if you're feeling that already, and I don't know you, I don't even know what you look like. So if I'm feeling that also through your energy for the third party that we're talking about, then that's just the universe kind of saying that energy's there. And if you're feeling it, and I'm feeling it, then that could be confirming your intuition.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm all
Any
for giving
advice
people a
on?
second chance. I mean, that's just I'm into it, but if that's still there, if they haven't like kind of corrected things, or if they've got this kind of these other things going on that are going to eventually be problematic for you, then you have to protect yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the verification. I appreciate that.
Of course. Good luck with everything.
Thanks.
All right, bye, Dawn. All right, a few more. I got a little energy left. How's everybody doing? All right, bye, Lisa. So I did a practice room before going online. Yeah, whenever you're ready, whenever you get the mic and everything's working out. Leah, if you're still here, what do you guys want me to know about my love life? It's a little bit vague. Hold on. I hate to go to the past, but there's a little bit of your guiding energies are saying look at the past a little bit, and it's not that like you're doing things wrong, and actually the message is quite the opposite. Almost like kind of think about this. There's some opportunity here. What they're showing me is there's some opportunity here to look towards the past before we kind of move forward and kind of get into some new energies when it comes to love life. Looking at the past and seeing things a little bit different, because I think what they're showing me is the way you're interpreting or kind of internalizing things that have happened in the past. Not to say you're wrong, but I feel like there's some opportunity to kind of understand it a little differently that could be a little more healthy, is what they're showing me. And then that just kind of puts you in even a better place to move forward with some new energies is what they're giving me. So there's something to look in the rear view. You know, usually I'm against that. Like, hey, let's just move forward. But there's something you can kind of glean and internalize a little differently. And I almost feel like what they're showing me is you're internalizing it in a way of you screwed up or you deserved it or you're putting it in your court a little bit more than it actually is. So just something to kind of think about, a different perspective if you want to go that route. But there's something to look at. There's something to like kind of rethink. Thank you for the question. Did we do this? A lot of people ask me about going to Europe. I don't know if that's the same one I answered earlier, but yes, I'm getting a yes with it. Still yes. Sorry, I don't know why I put that up again. We already answered that. Yep. I think we did that. Will I return to Mexico to help people? Thank you, Stopher. I feel like it's down the road a little bit. They're almost showing me like you're looking for these things. It's almost like they're showing me like opening a newspaper, but I think if we apply that to what goes on today, you're probably like searching. So I do think you're searching, you're already kind of getting in that energy, which is great. Things lining up as far as what you've got going on financially, schedule, family, health, all that different stuff. I feel like doesn't quite allow for it until we're down the road. So this is just me kind of speculating. We're talking a couple years. You can push those timelines up with just making different things happen. But yeah, I think the answer is yes, but it's a little, I don't see it in any kind of the near future just because of like some scheduling things and money things. And I feel like we're going pretty far south. What's right there on the border of Mexico is Venezuela. But I feel like we're almost to the country that borders the southern part of Mexico. I don't think we're in like Tijuana or anything like that. Thank you for the question. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Are you able to tell me if there's a stash of cash hidden in my house? How cool. I thought there might be cash hidden in my house. It's not cash. I don't get cash energy. I feel like there's stuff hidden, but I almost feel like it's not cash. It doesn't feel like it would be valuable to you. I feel like it would be valuable in one way or another to another person, whoever may have stashed it. But I don't think it's cash. I don't think it's anything that you're going to find valuable. I'd love to hear this story, though. Let's see. All right. Do you see any changes in my career in 2024? Yeah. I do see change. I mean, there's always changes, but it feels to me like when we talk about your career, I don't sense like a big shift as far as where you're working or what you're doing. It feels to me like there is opportunity for like going to the next level. So if you're with a company, this would be a promotion. If you're kind of doing your own thing, this would be just kind of taking it to the next level or adding things to it, learning more. There is like a higher trajectory or a higher level. When we talk about a shift, it's a shift upward, or at least there's opportunities for it for you to kind of grab onto. I don't sense anything as far as like moving the geography of where you're at in work, or changing companies, or changing what you're doing specifically. It feels similar. It feels like a similar energy. Thank you for the question. All right. You're welcome, KK. Let's see. Will attack on Homestead Air Base happen on Christmas? A lot of horses in the pictures. Let's see. Adventure, can you tell me where this Homestead Air Base Reserve Base is? I like it too, KK. Does anybody know where this Air Reserve Base is? Florida. I don't have it on Christmas. I feel like there's something to it. There's some energy around it. It's almost like it's been talked about, or there's a threat or something like that. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. It feels protected. So my prediction is no. Not at all, actually. Shannon, can I buy a holiday gift for someone else? Are you talking about like a reading, like a private reading, or just in general? If you're talking about a private reading for me, yes. Just feel free to email me or message me on my website to ask. And then I can figure out how we're going to do that, because I don't think I have it like set up on my website to where you can purchase a gift for somebody else. Unless you go ahead and schedule it in somebody else's name for a certain date. But if you just want to offer it so that they can schedule it later, we can talk about that. So email me. I think my email is attached to YouTube. It's also on my website, or you can just message me directly through my website. The short answer is yes. All right, let's talk to bees and knees. Good evening. Do you see us moving in 2024? Much gratitude. It's going to be hard. There's a little bit of energy around it. So I'm probably just picking up on your desire to move, or even a need to move. But they're showing me like kind of roots in the ground. So I feel like wherever you're at now, as much as there may be reasons to move, I feel like there's some roots and some things that are pushing a little more towards keeping you there. If it is next year, it's like this time of year next year, and of course that timing for most of us is difficult just because holidays and weather and whatnot. Getting a little more energy around 2025, the first part. Okay, so but there's opportunities, but I just think it's less likely until late next year, early next year, or late next year, early 2025. Okay, yeah, let's get into the spill the tea. Husband was known to keep a large sum of cash hidden somewhere in our home. I'm talking thousands, but I passed before I could talk to him. And let me tell you what I was feeling. It's almost like I feel like there is a stash, but it feels like it's paper. It doesn't. I know cash is paper, but it feels to me like it's more like paperwork. So maybe it's a treasure map. I don't know, or maybe it's information to a post office box that has money. I don't know. I feel like it's like a situation where there's papers or there's documentation of some sort, and it won't, on its face value, it's not valuable to you, but it would have been valuable to the person that stashed it. So maybe it's something that could lead to something. I don't know, but it feels to me like it's documentation that you would find, not cash. I hope you find cash. I really do. I'm just not getting that. I agree. That is good. Let's see. Hey, Melanie, thanks for being here. For whoever's left, all 35 of you, if you have not hit the like button, please do that. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on replay and you've made it all the way into an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, also hit the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think of it, what you think of me, whatever. Okay, Melanie. Is there an improvement in my health and happiness? Health is a bit of a journey. Can you understand, Melanie? I feel like when we talk about health, I do sense a bit of a journey happening that's been going on for some situations you've been dealing with for a while. I feel like I'm in like so comfortable for me to talk about the female systems is what I'm getting. I do feel like there's going to be a continued management. And I do think you'll get some things figured out with what's going on currently. So improvement a little bit. I think it's still going to be frustrating because I feel like there's still some things that don't get fully resolved next year in 2024. So there will be a continued journey. So what I'm getting, overall happiness, I think, yeah, there's a lot to understand. And it's almost like, let me put this feeling into words. I just feel like you've been through so much that and not to say you're not grateful for the things you have, but it's like you've kind of been put in some situations where that feeling is hard to have at the surface, if you know what I mean, Melanie. So I think there's improvement as far as being able to dig down into that feeling and bring it more towards the top and to be thankful for the things you do have, even when you're going through some journeys and some other lessons. So yes, I do think you've kind of get into that happiness energy and that thankful energy. And then from there, things progress. But it's a similar timeline I was feeling to the person asking about if they're moving. I feel like it's like things slowly build towards the end of next year. So I keep using the word journey. I think you've got a bit of a road to travel for health and happiness, but you're on your way. It's just, I wish I had told you it would be sooner. Yes. So I think you're saying yes to the health situation I was picking up on. So you'll figure it out. Not, like I say, not a complete resolution yet, but you're on that path. All right. I don't know who killed them. Jeez. I don't know, but I do feel like when we talk about, some things are going to be hidden from me, but I will say this, when I'm feeling into Libby and Abby, whoever those energies are, whatever hurt them or kind of came in, feels to me like it was not attached to them. So this is my opinion of what I'm feeling is, I don't think they knew them or had previous involvement with them. Good. All right, I think I'm done. The energy is low. My energy is low. Thank you all for being here. As always, these things get longer and longer. So I'm going to catch the end of the enthralling Thursday night football game. That means absolutely nothing. So thank you for being here. I will see you next week. If you have any questions for me, my email's out there, stophercavins@gmail.com. Also, you can message me through my website. I'm here for you, folks. Good night.